Hello everyone, welcome guys. I am Nachiket Vazekar and today we are starting with the new chapter which is known as Chemical Thermodynamics, and it is a very interesting chapter. If it is understood properly then it is very easy, but if it is not understood then the worst thing is that the thermodynamics will be never understood by you. So I'll be going stepwise with this chapter. It is very interesting chapter, just you have to pay complete attention over there, try to imagine the things as I explain, that will help you to understand the concepts which we are going to see in thermodynamics. Why thermodynamics is very very important? Because as you move on and when you are going to pursue higher educations, in that if you are going for plain chemistry, in that plain chemistry you will be needing thermodynamics because it is an undivisible part of chemistry. Whichever research papers or PhDs or research is going on, in that chemical thermodynamics and chemical kinetics, these are the most important part for any research paper to carry out. Thermodynamics deals with the initial and final states of the system. Now as I am saying state, that means what? Either there will be exchange of energy, and that exchange of energy is studied in thermodynamics. I'll give you an example. Now when I am taking an ice cube out of the refrigerator and keeping it in the open atmosphere, with respect to time the ice will get converted into liquid. Means what? There is change in its state with respect to time. So we can study with the help of thermodynamics is that how much energy is required by that ice to get converted into liquid. Means what? Initial state was ice and our final state is water. Means how much energy is absorbed from moving initially from ice to finally to water. Means the energy from initial to final required is studied. It does not study the way by which it is going. Means there can be some chemical reactions, but chemical reactions taking place in a means like if you are adding two different reactants with each other and they are giving you a product. I can have NH3 and I will add NH3 and HCl to give me NH4Cl. This is solid. These two are gases. Now thermodynamics will study the initial and final states of the system and how much energy is required to carry out this reaction. Means what? NH3 and HCl will combine together. There will be change in its state. Now it is changing from gaseous state to solid state. Means it is change in its state. Now with that change in state, you will study only initial energy of those reactants and final energy of that product in thermodynamics. Chemical kinetics will study the mechanism of this reaction. Means where the hydrogen is going, where the chlorine is going, and the mechanism by which, whether first hydrogen is reacting with NH3 or there is bond breaking and then bond forming, by which path does, by which mechanism in organic chemistry we study the direction of molecules. For example, I'll give you this example. CH3COOH, acetic acid reacts with alcohol CH3OH to give us CH3COOCH3 plus H2. This is what? Ester. And in this case, here we are having acid, where acid is reacting with alcohol to give us ester. Now in this reaction, this water molecule can be formed by HOH. This is one case. Or other case is what? This OH can be lost and one hydrogen from here can be lost. Thermodynamics will tell you only the change in its initial and final energies, and chemical kinetics will tell you the mechanism that which hydrogen is taking part in this chemical reaction. What I am telling you is either you will get alcohol OH which is reacting with one H plus of acid, or it can happen that this OH will react with H. So by just looking at the chemical reaction, we can't identify the mechanism of that reaction. To prove that mechanism, we need chemical kinetics, where by thermodynamics will help you to determine the possibility whether the reaction will take place or not by understanding the energies of reactants and products. What I am telling you is, you are having an unknown reaction, like let us say I am having CH3 COOH and CH3 C double bond OH. This is the reaction, and I want to see whether this product will be formed or not. What I am doing is, here this hydrogen and this hydrogen I have taken out. CH3COO is over here and C double bond OCH3 is over here. Means what, this part I have written over here, and this CH3 C double bond O part I have written over here. Now what is lost? H2 is lost. Now whether this reaction will be possible or not, by looking at this reaction, it is possible for me that hydrogen gas can be eliminated. It is easy for me to say it, but practically you need to give proof, and that proof can be given by help of chemical thermodynamics, by looking at the initial energies of the reactants and energy of the product. In this way, chemical thermodynamics plays a very important role for determining the possibility, the energy and the outcome of those reactions. So moving towards, as we are now knowing the importance of thermodynamics, we'll move for the concepts which we are going to see in thermodynamics. The first and most important thing which we should understand is, what is the system and surrounding. Now system and surrounding, these are the two very important parts. System is anything which you want to study. Means what, if I am looking for my digestive system, whether it is working properly or not, anyone's digestive system, and I am studying the digestive system. So that system, digestive system is my system, and remaining all part is my surrounding. I'll give you one more example. I am making watermelon juice or lemon juice. I am doing it. Then in lemon juice, I am having glass of water. I am adding lemon, salt and sugar in that, and I am observing the changes taking place. So that glass of water, and I am adding components in them, that will be my system, and remaining all the part will be surrounding. Okay, so I'll give you one more example. As we drink hot cup of tea, that hot cup of tea cools down with time, right? So that cup of tea will be known as system, where there is change taking place. So wherever you will be seeing change with respect to time, that can be considered as system, and this system is only restricted and it is separated with the surrounding. And there is third concept, that is universe. Universe is very wide experience, and we all know that. Means what, if I am sitting in a room with a cup of tea, that cup of tea will be my system, my room will be surrounding, and that system and surrounding will be included in universe. That is simple to understand. So similarly, we will be using the concepts of system and surrounding continuously in this chapter. Okay, so system is wherever you are observing any change taking place over there with respect to time, that will be known as system. Next is surrounding. Now there are three major types of systems. First one is open system, second one is closed system, and third one is isolated system. Now open system is very easy to understand. You are having cup of tea, that cup of tea is open, there is exchange of heat and matter with the surrounding, that is open system. Closed system means what, you will put a dish on that cup where there is exchange of heat but there is no exchange of matter with the surrounding, so that will be known as what, closed system. And isolated system is what, I am filling that hot tea in a thermos bottle or thermos flask, so that thermos will not allow the matter and heat exchange with the surrounding. That is known as what, isolated system. Means you are isolating that tea from the surrounding. There is no exchange of heat and no exchange of matter with the surrounding in isolated system.